You'd be familiar with that expression, if you sow the wind, you'll reap the whirlwind. So why on earth would Kamala Harris try to insert herself in the middle of a hurricane? I guess because, everyone loves a national disaster and it's a chance for her to show her touchy-feely side, which is about the only side that she has. The problem, of course, is that she can't get involved because she's the vice president and there's really no role for her to play. But she's trying to insert herself anyway, criticising Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for not taking her calls, apparently.
Playing political games with this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations. It's just utterly irresponsible and it is selfish.
So there she is, accusing Ron DeSantis of playing political games by not taking her phone calls in the middle of a hurricane that he's dealing with. Ron DeSantis, of course, says he was unaware of any phone calls from Kamala Harris. And anyway, she's the vice president, so he's far too busy dealing with a crisis than to be talking to someone who's got nothing to do with the crisis. Here's DeSantis.
We've been laser focused on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal government. And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts.
Yeah, after that slapdown, I reckon she'd be wishing she'd stayed right out of it. And if she thought Joe Biden would give her assistance, well, she was sorely mistaken.
The governor of Florida has been cooperative. He said he's gotten all that he needs. I talked to him again yesterday, and I said, no, you're doing a great job. It's all being done well. We thank you for it. And I literally gave my personal phone number to call.
I love that. He's not taking Kamala's calls. Why would he? He's got Joe Biden on speed dial. And I like that Joe Biden, remember he wore the MAGA hat? Then, of course, he scheduled an interview during one of Kamala's rallies, which was being telecast. And now Joe Biden, when Kamala's saying DeSantis, he's playing political games, he's, being inept in the way he's dealing with the disaster there, Joe Biden says, no, DeSantis is actually doing a really great job. I talk to him regularly. I think Biden is trying to say, hello, I'm still the president. Yeah. Kamala is just a candidate, but I'm still here. And I think he's just flipping her the bird a little bit, saying, hey, you might have pushed me aside, but I'm still here. And I'm not going to make it easy for you after what you did to me.
100%. And who can begrudge him that? But the fact that she's the one playing politics with this.
Exactly.
I mean, DeSantis, Florida is bracing for one of the worst hurricanes in living memory for Floridians right now. Hurricane Milton is hot on the heels of Hurricane Helene, and he's doing everything he can to batten down the hatches. We're being told this is a Category 5 hurricane, could hit any minute, basically, and the state is set to be completely and utterly ravaged. And let's not forget, this is the woman who jetted off to San Francisco while Hurricane Helene was ripping through 6 states, absolutely devastating them. She took a week to make an appearance on the ground in any of the states hit by that horrific hurricane. She said, I didn't go earlier because I thought I'd just be in the way, bit reminiscent of the I don't hold a hose, mate. I mean, this is just unbelievable that she's now accusing the governor of the very thing that she's been doing, playing politics with this thing, by accusing him of being inept for not taking her calls in the middle of a major emergency.
I think you're being too harsh, though, criticising her for going to San Francisco during the hurricane, because, of course, Joe Biden was on the beach during the hurricane making phone calls. So,
I mean,
she's learned from the best.
If that's the bar, sure.
You're going to San Francisco. She should just go there and stay there as far as I'm concerned. But, I mean, this is just pathetic, isn't it? I can land a blow on DeSantis for something that, has nothing to do with me whatsoever. She's been asked continually, what have you done in your last 3.5 years as vice president? And she can't really come up with much because, of course, she is vice president. She's not the actual president. She's not running the show. She was meant to be the border czar, but she didn't do much about that. She went down to the border once, or actually she's been twice now, but during her tenure as border czar, she went down there once. All of a sudden, she thinks she's the president now. And you can understand why she might think that, because Biden has sort of been, you know, holed up on the beach somewhere since she took over the candidacy. She's convinced herself she's already the president and that DeSantis must be taking her calls when she wants him to because I'm the big dog now. Well, you're not the big dog yet. And I love that Biden, he could very easily have given her a free kick there, and he refuses to do it. Like, he just embodies that old man, just doesn't give a toss anymore, right? You know, he's been dragged out to the curb, they've done him dirty, and he's like, I don't care. I'm going to have as much fun on the way out as possible. We're actually starting to see the Biden that we wish we'd seen for the last 4 years.
You know why she was so desperate to be involved in what's happening in Florida? Because she desperately wants it to help out in a disaster that she did not create. And it's about the only disaster in the States that wasn't from her own hand.
Yeah, exactly, yes. She's well acquainted with disasters.